I hope you're well. I want to make this video today focusing on comparing yourself to others and how we can stop comparing ourselves to others and how that would greatly enhance the quality of our life and our wellness and our levels of satisfaction with our own self. The reason why I chose this topic of comparing ourselves with others is because it seems like it is something that is exceptionally relevant and prevalent within humanity, or it's a human quality or a human trait to compare ourselves with each other. From an early age, we look around us and we begin to assess who we are relative to what we see around us, relative to the other people in our lives and in our society. And then we establish a sort of framework or a scale of comparison with each other. And there's nothing good or bad about it. There are some beneficial aspects for sure. And on the other hand, as we move forward in our lives, we can experience frustration as a result of comparing ourselves with others. The reason being that if we are not completely happy with who we are and what we have and the life we are living, then we tend to experience frustration and less than resourceful emotions when we look around us and see other people who have things that we want. And the only reason we become aware of this is when we start to compare ourselves. And it's such a natural thing to do, really, if you think about it. If you observe yourself moving through your daily life, you may or may not have these thoughts. Some people have them more than others, for sure. So essentially, comparing ourselves to others can be beneficial in some respects. However, what I've observed is that we tend to not take away the positive aspect, but rather the side of what is lacking. In other words, we see someone else who has something that we want, we realize we don't have it, and then we might experience upset or frustration about that. So my intention behind this video is to enhance the quality of your life and to empower yourself by acknowledging that we might be engaging in comparison with others and that it might be having unbeneficial effects on our self-esteem, our level of confidence, and our connection with our own self. So how to overcome comparing ourselves to others? Well, I'm not speaking as if these are all of the solutions in the universe, because there are different things out there that work for different people. These are just some ideas which I would love to share with you, and I invite you to consider, and perhaps they can be of benefit to you. And what I've noticed is that we stop comparing ourselves or we don't compare ourselves as much when, one, we are happy with ourselves. When you become happy with who you are, what you have, the things that are in your life, and the type of life that you have, most importantly is the person that you are. When you're happy with yourself, when you love yourself, then you won't have the tendency as much to look around you and look at others and see what they have, and then to gauge whether you have it relative to them, or who has more, who has less. When you're happy with what you have, with who you are, with the things that are in your life, then you feel content, you feel satisfaction, you feel a joy and an ease and easygoingness, because you have this confidence. It's like an inner confidence that comes from that satisfaction, that you have what you want, and that it's not outside of you, but it's already with you. And on a related note, if it's something that you're striving towards, like a goal that you have that you haven't yet realized, However, you're happy with the progress that you're making. You are empowered with the knowledge that you know what to do and you are taking steps to do that. And you have the confidence and trust in yourself that you are on your way to achieving what you want. Then when you know that and you feel that and you embrace that and you own it inside of you, then you don't feel the fear or the lackingness or the comparison to others that would create that realization of, or the notion that I want something I don't have and I can't have it, somebody else has it. What I've observed is that we tend to get upset when we think, perhaps misguidedly, that somebody else has something that we want and that we can't have. And I invite you to consider the idea, the notion, or the possibility that what is meant for you, nobody else can take away, or nobody else will have, and you will have. You will have your own unique gifts in life. You will realize your own unique dreams, and your own blessings are yours. They are for you, and everyone has their own unique life path, and they will have their own unique blessings. And everyone is running their own race. Everyone is on their own journey of life, their own path. So we cannot compare ourselves to anyone else. It serves no purpose, really. And it's self-defeating and self-sabotaging to delve too deep into those thoughts. So that's a really beautiful notion that I would like to share with you, is to embrace the concept that what's yours is yours, and no one else can take it away. And if this requires you to enlist a higher power, maybe a belief in your faith, or tapping into your spirituality, or just looking at the facts of life, looking at your life and acknowledging that, looking back over the years, you have received things that you didn't expect, and yet somehow you received them as a gift. Perhaps you felt less than qualified, and nevertheless you made it to a good position, or you were hired for a job, or you met the right person, even though you thought like, wow, I was not expecting to meet you. So just realize that what's meant for us is meant for us. And oftentimes through life, time is a big factor, and we just have to wait. And then during that period of waiting, it's how you spend your time and if you are enjoying. So those are some aspects about this comparison to others, is that, get happy with who you are, be happy with who you are and what you have, and know that you can have what you want, and to have that assurance and certainty that you're on your way, because you can take the steps that you need to realize your own dreams. And the second point is that what's yours is yours, even if you don't have it yet, but just trusting and having the faith and the assurance inside of your heart and soul that it's going to be yours eventually with time, and nobody else can take it away. And just focus on you. That is another important point that I've observed in terms of releasing our need to compare ourselves with others, is to bring your focus, bring your attention back into you. Bring your energy back into yourself, rather than looking outside of you, rather than focusing on others and what they have or what they don't have, and whether you have it or not. Just focus on you. Run your own race. Do your own thing. Just, mind your own business, if you want to see it that way. Just focus on you, bring your attention into yourself, rather than putting so much of your energy into others. Allocate your energy where it really belongs, which is within you. And as you do that, then you cultivate your inner resources. And sometimes some of us, we don't do that, or we are hesitant to focus on us and have that important dialogue, because we're afraid of what we will find, or we don't know what we want, and it's much easier to just pick on the things that are outside of us. But if you ask yourself what you want and who you are and what your dreams are, then that will then enable you to realize what are the steps I need to take. And you might find out, you might discover that it requires some action. It requires some perhaps difficult questions, perhaps tough questions, but you'll receive the answers. And when you receive the answers, then you know what to do. You have clarity. So that's the intention behind this video, is to help you find more clarity and to empower yourself, to feel empowered that you have what you need in your life. You have all the resources within you to take the necessary aligned action to realize and achieve your objectives. It just takes the energy that you have in your life, bringing it back into you, identifying who you really are, connecting with yourself, and identifying what you want. And sometimes we don't know what we want, and that's fine. And you can begin your process by now asking to know what you want. Ask yourself and tell yourself, hey, I would love to know what I really want in this area of my life. Like if it's in relationships, you can ask yourself, what do I really want in terms of relationships? Or what do I really feel about relationships? And then it'll open a new process of self-discovery. Or you can ask yourself, what do I really want in terms of finances? It's so easy to look outside and see someone driving a magnificent, beautiful luxury car or living in a beautiful mansion, and to look at then yourself and see, well, hey, I don't really have those things, and to feel bad. But did you ever ask yourself, well, what kind of luxury do I want? What kind of finances do I want? What would my life look like if I had that lifestyle? And is it congruent, or is it coherent with my preferences, my personality, the lifestyle that I have now? These are all important questions that you can begin asking today as you move forward in the hours ahead, in the days ahead, in the weeks ahead. Realize that there's no need to compare yourself because you are unique. So go out there and have a beautiful day, and I will see you soon. Bye.